What up, educators? It's Malik Loves Y'all here, and today I'm giving you 10 easy, engaging, and effective attention getters to use to make classroom management really fun and really engaging. So, without further ado, here we go. Energetic attention getter number 1. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. If you can hear me, clap 2 times. If you can hear me, clap 1 time. This attention getter is really great if you've got a group of students out at recess, you want to get their attention real quick to give them some information and then send them about their way. I love using it out at recess. For example, if there's a group of kids playing tag and I'm noticing that tag is getting a little rough, I might use this attention getter. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. Right? Kind of stops them in what they're doing, but it's also energetic and loud enough that the other kids who might not hear on the first round will hear you when it gets to 2 claps, right? And if they don't hear you at that point, they hear you when you get to 1 clap. You can deliver the information and then send them about their way, all right? Now, this second attention getter really relies on pop culture. So the example that I'm going to give is one that is near and dear to my heart, right? But this one requires you to pay attention to what it is that your students are loving. So if you notice that they're coming into class every single day and they're singing this particular song or a part of a particular song, or you see that there's a TV show that they're really into, you can adapt it to work in what is relevant for them. But this one has been relevant for me, and I use this for middle school and up. All right, so here it goes. If you can hear me, finish the sentence. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants, right? And all the kids go crazy saying SpongeBob SquarePants. It's a really fun way to get your students' attention, and also it'll add some street cred, some bonus points to you if you use something that is really relevant to them. Like I said, if you know that they're into a particular TV show or they have a favorite artist or song at the time, use one of those things and I guarantee you it'll get their attention, and it'll also be like, wow, I didn't know that they were so cool, right? One thing I do want to add is that for all of these attention getters, if you find one that works, you find one that really you love, I'd say keep using it. You don't have to switch them up every time. Build that consistency. Students really need that continual support so they know what to expect, right? So here we go. Number 3. If you can hear me, repeat after me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do, right? That's an oldie but a goodie. Using repeat after me attention getters are really great because it checks for understanding, and it also gets kids engaged in a way that you want them to, right? So also I'll do, if you can hear me, say ooh ooh, right? And then all the kids go ooh ooh. It's great. It's amazing. If you've never seen it done before, go into an auditorium during an assembly, do that one, and you'll hear the whole entire school say, ooh, ooh, right? But again, just like the one utilizing pop culture, like use whatever song, whatever you want that's relevant to you, right? If there is a particular melody that you really love, you can have them repeat that, right? But it's up to you. Doot 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 doot. That's a classic, so you can use that one. Really easy, really simple. The next one, utilizing your school mascot. So for example, if you all are the Cougars, you could say, if you can hear me, repeat after me. Go Cougars! Go Cougars! Right? Whichever one, whatever mascot you have, you can utilize that. Or you can make it like a call and response. So you can say, when I say go, you say Cougars. Go Cougars! Go Cougars! Right? Using the school mascot enables students to get that sense of school pride. It uses a familiar touch point that they know and that they love. And it also is just a really fun way to get into the spirit. So that's one that I highly recommend as well. All right, so this last one, I love this one. This is one of my favorites. Relies on pop culture a little bit, but it's just dope. All right, so here's how it goes. If you can hear me, say hold up, say wait a minute, wait a minute. That one's really cool because it's kind of this, like, it's just a vibe, right? And then on top of that, they're repeating after you, and then there's a direction in there, right? It's the hold up, let me stop, what am I doing? Wait a minute, let me wait for instructions, right? So that one is gold. I like to use it again at recess, in the lunchroom. Any space where there's a lot of students, there's a lot of energy. You can rely on that energy in a productive way, right? To get everyone's attention, to then be able to listen for directives, all right? So now let's jump into some of the more quiet, the more calm attention getters. These are really great, like I said, to use in a classroom setting, or if you're in the library, or if you're in a space where you need students to still focus. You notice that the energetic ones might get them ready to go play, right? These ones are really great. They're still fun and engaging, but they allow students to focus, all right? So here we go. First one, the copy me. If you can hear me, copy me. If you can hear me, copy me. If you can hear me, copy me. This one is really awesome because it not only is a silent or more quiet way to get a student's attention, but it also uses visual cues so that you can check for their understanding. Right? If you see a group of students doing the same things that you're doing, you know that they're on the same page with you and they're ready to listen and learn. This one, I kind of did it a little bit in the last, but rub your belly and pat your head, right? So you can say, if you can hear me, rub your belly. If you can hear me, pat your head. If you can hear me, rub your belly and pat your head, right? And this is a really fun one because it challenges students and it's really silly, which also kind of builds you to be somebody who is into fun, into play, and that helps to create a connection between you and your students, all right? Now this one I call the silent applause. So you can say, if you can hear me, do silent applause. I like to do this one when I'm even working with neurodivergent students. So I had the honor to work with a cohort of students who diagnosed with ASD. And so knowing that there might be some students that might be averse to really loud noises, the silent applause is one that's still really fun. It gets some movement in the body, but it also is quiet, right? So that the students who are triggered by those loud noises can still be engaged and still show that they are listening and understanding what it is that we are supposed to be doing. Now this next one really integrates some mindfulness and also SEL practices. It's one that I really love because it's an opportunity to get students to really love on themselves, right? There's so many students that we get to work with on a daily basis that come from really challenging situations at home. And so this is an activity that might be really soothing and might be really helpful for many students, whether they have challenges at home or not. And honestly, if you're having a tough day, this can just be a great attention getter for you, all right? So this one is, if you can hear me, give yourself a hug, right? And then I like to add sometimes, if you can hear me, say, I love myself. I love myself, right? And one of the things that really comes to mind for me in any of these attention getters is you modeling them, right? So you have to show the students what is appropriate. You have to show the students what it is that they need to be doing. And so if you are doing a silent attention getter, but using a really loud voice like I've done in the past, regardless of the attention getter, the students are gonna rise to your energy. So you have to model that quietness. You have to model that peace so that they can see how it is that they're supposed to engage with the activity, right? So when I'm doing a quiet attention getter, I always make sure that my energy is just a little bit lower so that they can also kind of match me and my energy, all right? So now this last one is my absolute favorite attention getter out of the more quiet ones. It is incredibly effective. I've used this one even out at recess. There's a little caveat though, and I'll tell you after I reveal it. All right, so this one is if you can hear me, go like a waterfall and go shh. Even just doing that, I feel like a sense of peace and calm. But this one is really great because it uses the sound effect, the shh, which is synonymous with what? Being quiet. But then also the action, right? So it activates the auditory learners, it activates the kinesthetic learners, right? And it activates the visual learners, and that they see that there's a visual representation of a waterfall. And so to the point that I was giving before about using this at recess, so what I would do if I'm in a large setting, like an auditorium, like a recess, and I know that I need my students to get quiet, right? We might be transitioning from recess back into the classroom. What I'll do is I'll start with an energetic attention getter. So for example, if you can hear me, clap 3 times. If you can hear me clap 2 times. If you can hear me clap 1 time. If you can hear me go like a waterfall and go shh. This is a great way to combine the attention getters and then end off with the waterfall to make sure that the students are calm and quiet and ready to go into the next thing. All right. So let me know if these were helpful for you. If you love these attention getters, go ahead and click the like button. You can subscribe. I'm going to be dropping more videos just about how we can really be authentic and creative in our classrooms to make sure that it's an experience not only for our students, but for us where we can have fun and enjoy our days. All right, so definitely subscribe for more content coming out soon. Leave a comment. Let me know which ones you like trying, which ones were effective for you. And always remember, Malik loves y'all. Peace.